Coach of the Year.
Hey, what's going on, Clipper people? It is me, William the Opinion Updike.
And I am Positive Chuck Mockler.
And today here at Locked On Clippers, we're going to be talking about Ty Lue, his coaching job, and sort of what 22-23 could look like. We're also taking your questions on Twitter Tuesday, and also there's some more trade rumors kind of flying around the Clippers. I mean, as always, every single offseason seems like, so we're going to dig into those as well. So all that and more coming up right about now.
You are Locked On Clippers, your daily Los Angeles Clippers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, welcome to Locked On Clips, coming at you 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Kill some windshield time with us. It's a good time. Gotta let you know today's episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Check out prizepicks.com, use promo code NBA. Go to the App Store and download the app today. Prize Picks is daily fantasy made easy. We're talking Tinkering Ty's 22-23 outlook. It was announced on Monday that Ty Lue finished 6th in Coach of the Year voting.
Does this surprise you?
I guess he got 1 second place vote and 6 third place votes. I guess it bums me out, right? Like, he had 9 total points. To get 30 would have needed 72. So I guess I thought he maybe would have gotten more third place votes. I don't know. What do you think?
More third place votes, I think, makes sense to me. I mean, what, Jenkins and Monty probably top of your mind for your 1 and 2
for
guys.
Sure. And Monty crushed. He had 81 first place votes.
Yeah, which he deserved. I mean,
100%.
He deserved it last year, to be perfectly honest, and then this year, to take that team and repeat what they did, but even better, securing the number 1 seed. And that deserves to be noticed. So
sure, totally
makes sense.
Shame Ty Lue couldn't get the glass sphere of a trophy that is every single.
Yeah, you hate these trophies.
There's no personality in them. The cool thing about trophies is they all used to be kind of different, right? Like there'd be like a guy, like the Heisman's very distinctive. They're all the same trophy now. They're all just a glass sphere.
Yeah,
that you can. I don't know. Just give me a fun trophy. Clipboard, golden whistle.
Golden whistle would be, I think that's really good.
That's not bad. But would you put money on Ty Lue to win Coach of the Year next year?
Only if there's like sort of some leftover goodwill from what Ty Lue was able to do this season.
That's a good
right?
Call.
Because I do think that
there probably will be.
There definitely is. And I know that it's supposed to be based only on like that regular season. But I don't know that you could honestly say that like last year Monty getting passed over didn't have anything to do with this season.
Yeah, that's a good call.
That stuff kind of tends to bleed over, but he would have to be they would have to be the 1 or at the absolute lowest 2 seed.
Yeah, that's a very good call. They got to be up there.
Because with Kawhi and Paul George,
the expectations are 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah, 100%. And they would have to have a top 5 defense and a top 5 offense.
Yeah. Whew, man. What? So we're talking 22-23 Ty Lue. He had to do kind of a not insignificant amount of we're not playing what we're practicing, kind of due to some injury stuff. Really hope that doesn't have to happen again next year, because now that we've added Norm and Rocco, I just want to see Ty Lue fully shape these lineups and stuff that we're going to see.
I feel like we keep underrating as fans and people who cover the team as well, like how massive Ty Lue having the longest offseason with his players that he's ever had in his tenure as a Clippers coach.
Yeah.
That to me is a big deal. And I think that will make a difference. Just
time to relax a little bit, because that man does not relax.
Yeah, like get a little bit of time to like take a break away from the NBA game for a minute, and then also just get to practice and work on things in an environment where you can feel a lot more comfortable before having to like rush it out in the preseason, or have to try stuff solely because your hand is forced due to the roster that you have available.
Yeah, getting to actually work out these different varieties of lineups is going to be great. Do we think it makes sense to see more small ball over the regular season if we're fully healthy? Not a bunch. I'm not saying, we're going to be that team that like really falls in love with small ball, but we've just seen so little of it, even when we had, our most health. We know Ty likes to keep things close to the chest and things like that, but it seems like in the limited action we see Kawhi and PG, right? Because they're going to play at max, 60 games each?
Yeah, so I think with the small ball thing, like, look, generally what we know about the small ball thing is that it's been most effective, obviously, with Kawhi and Paul George. And then most of those lineups generally have Batum as well. So for that reason, for that reason, I think that it's maybe not the most sustainable still for a full regular season. However, I do add a single caveat, which is that if you can make those lineups effective via going even smaller at the guard position or something, and the five is just a rotating cast of one of, Batum, Morris, or Covington, I think that to me makes it like a little bit more like, okay, you could run this out some more.
Yeah, we have a bunch of different 5-out lineups we can do.
Yeah,
which goes to your last point too about Ty getting to figure out just what our most successful regular season 5-out lineup is.
Yeah,
which might have Luke Kennard on it for all we know.
Yeah, just so long as you're not like trying to ride Batum out on that, or even Morris all season.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's sustainable.
That's a good call. The cool thing about the Clippers, the bench has kind of the most continuity. Of anybody right now. I'm wondering how much different. So last season, the Clippers scored 40 points per game off the bench, according to StatMuse, which was the second most in the league, which makes sense. A bunch of our starters were hurt.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of skewed a little bit. We were a half point under per game than the Miami Heat, who had the highest scoring bench. They did have the sixth man of the year. Is it crazy to think that this might not change? Because Kawhi and PG playing 60 games, not playing more than 65 probably. We're going to need the bench to be maybe not the second highest scoring bench in the league, but probably top 10.
I mean, it definitely helps. And, you can see kind of the vision for offensively how that would work out.
Yeah.
So I definitely think so. But, strong bench play, at least offensively, I feel like has been a hallmark of the Clippers.
Ty Lue's great at maximizing that.
Even before him, though, like dating back to Doc and everything, like we've had some good offensive benches.
Yeah.
So I think that, I think that it's replicable.
It's doable. And I like the way that Ty Lue uses the bench where, with our good benches, with Doc, it was like, oh, we got this Trez Lue pick and roll. Boom. There's the bench's offense. We don't really need to do anything else. Whereas with Ty, it seems like there's a couple different options for what he can bring out of the bench. I
would say that's a double-edged thing, I think,
that's
little bit.
Also very fair. Because that pick and roll in particular was pretty automatic.
Yeah. And with the bench, I do think that, considering the competition that you're going up against on like a nightly basis and everything, and just by virtue of having some younger players in there, guys who may not get consistent minutes, it benefits you to kind of slim down the playbook a little bit for the second unit.
Right.
Just find out what that identity is, find out what's working,
ride it out,
and then like obviously be available to change, but like. You should know what your meat and potatoes is of that second unit.
And that's a good call.
And you should be able to count on that. And if we want them to score on a consistent basis, I feel like that's kind of, the way we got to lean.
Yeah, that's a very good call. Yeah, the bench defense is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're going to see more staggering. Ty Lue, I'm excited to see just Kawhi basically with any lineup. But like when we get into the staggering mode of the regular season, when, we're playing Kawhi and PG, but we're maybe not exactly, going super hard and stuff like that. Like, it'll be interesting to see the bench plus starter minutes that Ty Lue can tinker with.
Yeah, definitely. And those bench, I mean, if Kawhi goes back to playing like the full, first quarter shift or whatever, like what that bench plus Kawhi minutes look like in its first run of every game. Yeah. Like, I feel like you'll be able to kind of tell a lot about the night on how those sort of lineups are going.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Kawhi's just hitting guys on the head with passes, like, just because they haven't played before. Let us know what you think of Ty Lue's 22-23 season outlook. Let us know how much money you'd put down for him to win Coach of the Year next year. Coming up, we're going to be answering your fantastic Twitter questions. But first, Will, if I wanted to, maybe pick some prizes, where can I do that?
You got to check out Prize Picks. Look, Prize Picks has the best NBA DFS prop game on the market. Prize Picks offers more NBA props than any other DFS prop operator and offers all the superstar players as well as bench players only recording a handful of minutes each game. Prize Picks offers you any prop you can think of, from yardage to touchdowns, even interceptions thrown. And right now, all of our users who make a deposit and use promo code NBA can receive a 100% instant deposit match. That's up to $100. You get up to a free $100 just for using that promo code NBA. So here's how it works. You pick 2 to 5 players and an over-under on their projections, and you can win up to 10 times on any entry, and it's just you versus the projected numbers. No funny business. Prize Picks allows mixed sport entries. You can take the over on LeBron combined with the under on Mahomes in the same entry. Use the award-winning app on both the App Store and Google Play. It's really easy. Entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. Prize Picks is also safe, and they offer fast withdrawals, so don't hesitate. Check out prizepicks.com and use promo code NBA, or go to your App Store and download the app today. Prize Picks is daily fantasy made easy. Now that I've made a little green, how can I make sure I'm getting my greens in my body?
Oh, wow. Man, that's just a good transition right there. We got to check out Athletic Greens. I use this product legitimately every single day. It's called AG1. I started taking AG1 just because I don't eat healthy, straight up. That's not something that I do. This way I can get my vegetables, all that good stuff. And it tastes pretty good for what it is, I think. If you think sometimes for Athletic Greens, if you're kind of put off by an all-green drink, it tastes great. With one delicious scoop of AG1, you're getting 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. Special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging, all the things. Also, better sleep quality and recovery. Athletic Greens uses the best of the best products based on the latest science with constant product iterations and third-party testing. Costs you less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than your cold brew habit. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into the cold and flu season. It's right around the corner. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/NBA Network. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/NBA Network to take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
All right, so we're talking Twitter Tuesday. Charles, what did the people have to say?
So we had a lot of questions, as always. Thank you so much for sending these. You can send these into @LockedOnClips. Clipper Phil asks, the Clips have had so much trouble on the glass. Do the re-signing of Rocco and the expected return of Kawhi and PG give us enough rebounding, or do we need to bring in another rebounder? So I think, to answer his, yes, Rocco, Kawhi, and PG give us a fair amount of rebounds that we were missing last year. Morris not rebounding the ball is frustrating, but I'm wondering what we're replacing Morris with in terms of like another rebounder who could offset what he does offensively, other than rebound the ball.
Yeah, you know? I don't know about another wing. I think having some more rebounding at the guard position would always be nice. I mean, that's one of those things you really miss about Patrick Beverley. So yeah, I don't know. Trying to think off the top of my head of who that guy is out there. I hope that it's enough, you know, just having those guys back. Another year of improvement, hopefully for Zoo as well. But it's got to be better. It's got to be better than what it's been. But it's not a new thing for us to struggle with. What did we finish? 19th last season.
Yeah.
Not great.
Not good. Not going to get you to that 1 or 2 seed, I don't think.
And 17th the year before with Kawhi and Paul George. So maybe it's not enough, I guess. I say all that.
That's a good call, actually. How much does it need to be? Top 10?
I mean, I'd like it to be at least in the top half of the league. I feel like that is a reasonable expectation.
Look, I guess that's fair. No, top half of the league, I think, makes a lot
14th place.
Yeah, I'd take 14. I think top 12 is fine, gets us to where we need to be on the season.
Yeah.
Because we got to assume Kawhi and PG aren't playing every game. So, yeah, I think top 12, and I'm happy.
12 seems like a hefty order.
It's a lot of spots to look at it. Related question from Mortimer. He said, should we just sign Zubats to an extension? What would be a good deal for Zoo? Kind of talked about this a bit yesterday. He's eligible for 4 for 61.
Yeah.
Which feels steep. I don't know. I think 4 for 48 isn't crazy to me.
4 for 48 makes a lot of sense. Honestly, like
given the Clippers' models for contracts lately.
Yeah, and when I was like breaking it down, I mean like 4 for like 55 to 60 isn't completely like that's not an insane amount of money to give a center who has a lot of experience.
Yeah.
One of the better defensive
Slowly
centers.
improving.
I understand the frustration with Zoo, and I guess it just, to me, it also just depends on what else is out there,
Right.
Like,
what other center are we getting to start for 15 mil who's going to be better than Zoo?
Yeah.
And play literally every single game.
So that's the other thing, too, is like, the Iron Man nature of Zubats. But then you also got to think about the playoffs, right? And like, who's
not going to care that they're not playing?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of how I feel.
Who is going to be fine, in the starting role, being expected to set hard screens and
doing dirty work, right?
Like, rebound the ball. And then even if you do all that well, you still might not be in a closing lineup.
You might not be in a closing lineup, and there's a pretty strong chance you're not really going to, you're not going to get more than 10 field goal attempts a game.
10 even seems like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not an offense. We're not looking for an offensive center. We're looking for a guy who can do what Zoo does, which is pass well out of the short roll and maybe finish a little better.
Yeah.
But defensively, yeah, like, I don't know what we're getting for 15 mil that we're just kind of finding that someone would give us, I guess.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I do think we should get that extension. Just get the extension locked up. Get everyone locked up for these next couple of years. Clipset 1 says predictions on off-season moves. We haven't gotten to see the full roster play together. Do the Clips stay put this off-season and see how the team plays with Kawhi and PG healthy, or is there a trade before training camp?
So I guess I've kind of like gone through a couple of iterations of this, and I feel like
you're tossing and turning it.
Yeah, no, I feel like I've kind of arrived to the same point, which is if you think that you need to make a move on this roster, I say why not just get it done before the season starts?
Do it right now. Yeah.
Especially if you're looking at...
And this front office has ideas of what they want. Like, this isn't a front office that's like, oh, this guy was available, so we thought we'd make the trade. It's like, we're getting pieces that fit every single trade we've made.
Yeah. And it's also like, it just depends a little bit to me, too, on like what the move is. Like, if it's a massive shakeup, I think it should happen before the season. If it's a margin move,
we don't need the like 26 games or whatever to try and figure out what the team.
If it's a margin move, then yeah, totally. I mean, I guess you can wait until the trade deadline, see what you have so far, see where you can make improvements. The only like sort of caveat with this for me would be, I think if you find a deal like the Norm deal,
yeah.
I mean, obviously you got to make it.
Yeah, if there's a team selling something crazy,
yeah,
at the trade deadline, it's like, all right, we got to get this.
Because something like that gives you a little bit of breathing room in your championship window, right?
For sure.
And I really still am on the ship that like next year is kind of do or die.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can get something that you're willing to take the risk of maybe a little bit of lost continuity for an extra little breathing room in that championship window, that totally makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's a good call. Huther Trawl, don't know if I pronounced that right, couldn't really tell how I was supposed to say, said, Chuck, if you stare into the abyss, does the abyss truly stare back at you? That depends, honestly. Depends on how you're looking into the abyss, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Can you positively look into the abyss? Yeah. Can you negatively?
Hey, abyss.
Hey, what's going on, abyss? Then the abyss says, yeah, what's up? I'm just here. Not necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, sometimes it'll stare back at you in a mean way, though. Be careful with that. Nathan Quimbo asks, are we taking a big in the draft? No idea.
Probably.
As history, probably. I looked up a couple mock drafts for the Clippers at number 43 right now. Dalen Terry, a point guard / shooting guard out of Arizona, was mocked. Solid assist to turnover ratio. They listened to the show, obviously. They know what Will, the Opinion Uptick, likes. Projected to be a solid defender. Gabriele Procida is a 6'7" shooting guard from Italy that was mocked to us. And after having watched 3 YouTube videos, I want this kid on the team. He's 19 years old. Go watch some of his highlights. It would be so fun to watch him and Brandon Boston just be gigantic guards in the AC Clippers. The blurb on Prostita is a big 6'7" shooting guard who constructs a three-point shot, has excellent shooting form and is a solid athlete as well, has great size for the position, is a quick open court athlete who can play above the rim with ease, has good straight line speed, a heady player with good basketball instinct and feel for the game, has a skill set well suited for today's NBA. Sign me up. I've watched 3 YouTube videos.
I'm all in.
He looks good in transition. There's a couple dunks where he's almost hitting his head at the rim. And yeah, his shooting form is sick. Bring over the young Italian. Why not?
I mean, I think if nothing else, it's an exciting piece to have for the AC Clippers.
Yeah. We got the Armenian sniper down there. We got this young Italian kid.
Yeah.
Let's go. International AC.
Yeah. I like it.
Mortimer, yet again, asks, is there a way to trade for Seth Curry?
God, I hope so.
Well, I don't know if it would go down like that. For the uninformed, Paul George used to date Doc Rivers' daughter, Callie. She ended that relationship with Porge after he allegedly cheated on her with his current wife, Daniela. And Callie is now with Seth Curry. There is some stuff in the bubble between Seth and PG. Yeah, I don't know if PG would have this one go down.
Who knows? Winning changes everything.
You know what? Very true. Also, Seth did just have ankle surgery. Not sure the Clips would be interested in this move, but longtime listeners of the show will remember that when Avery Bradley was running things,
Stinking it up
for the Clips, we dedicated multiple segments to why we should trade for Seth Curry and how much better Seth Curry was.
The best Curry.
Yeah, he was the best Curry at the time. Yeah, that would have been funny. Finally, Paul Krumholz asks, who's your pick for the NBA Finals this year and why? Will, who you got winning?
Oh, man. Couldn't have asked me at a worse time. I feel like
5:25 on a Monday?
I just feel like so split now on some of these series.
Oh, yeah, and Steve Kerr literally also just tested positive for COVID, so he's out for the game tonight, the night we're recording this. So add that wrench into everything.
So out of the West, man, flip a coin for me right now between probably Suns or Warriors who make it out of the West.
Okay, that's fair.
Mavs have evened it up, but I guess I would be surprised if the Suns lost this one.
That's fair.
And who knows with the jaw thing, but like I just without Ja Morant.
Yeah.
I mean, with Ja Morant, there's like a glimmer of hope, you know?
But without Ja Morant in the playoffs, it's like all right.
Absolutely no chance. So yeah, coming out of the West, it's still such a coin flip for me. I still think whoever wins Milwaukee,
Boston
yeah, probably comes out of the East.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee's losing as we're recording this right now.
So yeah, I guess I could see I guess I could see Milwaukee. I'm gonna say it's not a repeat of last year. I think that it's Warriors Milwaukee.
Damn. All right.
And I think the Warriors would have a really hard time with the Bucks. I think that just the physicality and the size, like I think it's a 7-gamer, but I think the Bucks take it with like at least one game that's just like a dominating performance. What about you? What's your pick?
I gotta pick the Bucks. I think it might be Bucks Suns again.
Okay.
And I think it's just gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be like, oh, Bucks Suns, and then the Suns are gonna be like, remember we went to the finals 2 years in a row? They're like, oh, remember when Giannis killed us? I think that's what's gonna happen.
Gotcha.
Coming up, we're going to be talking Gordon Hayward talk, a new Kawhi colorway, of course. But first, we have to give a shout out to Built Bar. They have so many delicious flavors. There's something for everybody. Coconut, cherry barcia, double chocolate, salted caramel, strawberry, raspberry, mint brownie, orange, cookies and cream, and German chocolate. I've really been enjoying German chocolate lately. A little more refined.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, it does yell at me. Very curt chocolate bar. If you haven't tried all the flavors, you can get a mixed box where you get 2 of each of the 9 flavors. Not only are Built Bar flavors the best tasting, they're healthy too. Check out these macros, 17 to 18 grams of protein, calories ranging from 130 to 180, 4 to 5 grams sugar, and only 4 to 5 grams net carbs. Amazing flavors, all tasty, all healthy. And check out the Puffs, the first ever protein-infused marshmallow. Go to Built.com, use promo code LOCK15, and you'll get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCK15 for 15% off at Built.com.
All right, so now we're back with shavings, which is just kind of where we wrap up everything else around the Clippers sphere, around the NBA. What's this Gordon Hayward news?
So the Hornets are reportedly interested in shopping Gordon Hayward this offseason.
Okay.
They got a lot of weird stuff going on over there. They're also rumored to maybe getting Russell Westbrook. I don't know. That would be a nightmare. But this had me thinking, he's a bit of an aged wing player who can play okay basketball. Sounds like someone that the Clippers would maybe want, but very expensive. Morris and Luke work, but that does not help the Clippers at all, I don't think.
Yeah. Kind of injury-prone guy, too.
Playing 65% of his games over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Don't know if we need to add that.
Yeah, that's a little difficult.
Apparently, he's viewed as a neutral asset, which is not an asset.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just a guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I guess I'm just wondering kind of where and how he slots in, too.
Yeah, is he coming off the...
I was going to say, does he play the 3 on the second unit?
We're paying that guy so much money to play the backup 3.
Crazy bench, though.
I mean, yeah, the bench is pretty crazy. And with the staggering...
If you have Norm and Hayward
so the bench lineup, if we get rid of Morris and Luke, would be Norm, Terrence, Hayward, Rocco, Hartenstein.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad bench.
That's a squad.
That's a pretty crazy... That's kind of insane, actually. But we'd also... Let me look up his full salary, because I think he'd be the highest paid backup 3 in the league, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so.
Yeah, that would be he's making like $33 million a year. Man,
no ego. Come off the
he
bench.
better not have an ego if he was coming to the Clippers. That would be so funny. Yeah, I mean, he's making $30 million next year, $31 million the year after that.
Yeah.
But then, then he's off the book. You got that movable 31.5 on the last year of his contract. No, I don't know if that'll happen. This would be the most insane trade.
Well, and
it's so funny to actually think about this trade because you'd be like, what? I guess.
Yeah. I'm trying to think too, because he's not better off ball than Luke.
No. He's not better at defense than Morris.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an insane move.
It would be a head
But thinking
scratcher.
about that bench that we just named is a little bit fun to me.
And the staggering that you could do would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
This would be the most Howard Hughesian of moves by Lawrence Frank.
You're obsessed with Howard Hughes right now. Did you just watch The Aviator or something?
Been splitting it up over the past 10 days in 10-minute increments. No. I just think that's kind of who I compare Lawrence Frank to in terms of GMs. Seems like a guy who could overthink things.
Yeah,
and we're not at that point yet, which is great. But
possibilities there.
Possibilities. They're there.
Yeah.
Maybe Ballmer's more of a Hughes guy.
I don't know. He's not that much of a recluse.
Yeah. He's rich, though.
It's true.
Supposedly.
He is rich.
They do say. Well, depending on what your definition of rich is. We got a new Kawhi colorway releasing on the 13th. Wow. Not realizing it's Friday the 13th this week. Spooky. Ocean blue version of the Kawhi 2. It's basically just Dolphins colors.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty cool. Right?
Yeah.
Is Kawhi the most soft-spoken athlete to have the loudest colorways of shoes?
Oh, good call. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people end up having kind of wild colorways.
Yeah. His are almost exclusively wild.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Some interesting collaborations.
The Jolly Rancher?
Yeah.
Man, he's an IP machine. And then finally, closing this episode out, friendly reminder, this is our last week at Locked On Clips.
Yep.
Man, I was looking through some old Batum Battalion tweets. That was a good time.
Great time.
Great time. But you know what? Good times aren't stopping.
The show must go on.
Show must go on. We'll be back with 3 days a week with Adam Osland also.
Yes.
As part of this hosting triumvirate called Clips and Dip over on the 213 Network. Go follow Clippers Pod on Twitter to stay up to date. It's going to be a good time. A lot more guests coming up. We're going to start putting out episodes free agency in June. Then hopefully we can do an episode where we've drafted my new favorite overseas Italian basketball player. And then Andy Yoon asked, what sealed the deal and you're joining the 213 crew? Wrong answers only.
They did the classic food trade that you always propose.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
They offered me about 15 LA street dogs at any time that I want is the thing. I didn't have to get them lump sum. I can go all
Smart.
All vendors are aware of the agreement. I can go there at any time. I can say I would like to redeem one of my 15 hot dogs. Please.
That's an extensive network.
Yes.
Wow.
They,
so you're
I mean,
plugged
you know,
into
they
the whole
text.
city.
Yeah. They text.
They have a group chat. Yeah, you got here on the food trade. I joined the 213 crew. Man, why did I wrong answers only? All the money. No, I still wanted to be on Ballmer's payroll. He takes care of a couple of my utilities.
Yeah.
Things like that. Ballmer really, he's taken good care of us these last 5 years over Locked On Clippers.
Absolutely.
And he promised to do it, 60% over at 213 because that's how much we're cutting our time. Wednesday's episode, What You Say Wednesday poll over on Locked On Clips. Probably going to be asking about some additions. We will not be asking about Rudy Gobert. Probably some roster talking. And then whatever else happens between now and then in Clipperland. Will, if someone wanted to, bid us farewell, let us know any grievances they had to air with us. Where could they possibly do that in a public forum?
So you could do that over on Apple Podcasts or the podcast app on your mobile device. You can also do it on Spotify across all your devices.
Yep.
You can listen to us on either one of those platforms. We're also on Google Podcasts. We're on Amazon Music. We're on Stitcher. We're on Deezer. Basically, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can listen to this show. Mention it to you up top, but this is our last week, coming at you Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific.
Yep, we'd like to give a shout out to Clipper Irv, who gave us a 5-star review over on
thanks.
iTunes. He said, no better way to kill windshield time. It's going to be a good time. I have been Positive Chuck Mockler.
And I am William the Opinion Updike. And as always, we appreciate you.